Hey guys, we're the Power Up Princesses.
I'm Annie.
I'm Juliana.
I'm Nathan.
We're playing Journey.
I'm playing this
walking
game.
up these because they want me to keep going this way. I think.
You want to hear my gerbil story?
Yes.
Okay, so when I was like 6, I really wanted a hamster, but my mom, or actually no, we were in the trailer still, so I was like 3. I really wanted a hamster, really bad. Really wanted a hamster, and my mom was like, you can't have a hamster because they're mean. And then I was like, okay, so she got me a gerbil instead, and I was really obsessed with pink when I was little, so I got a little albino gerbil with pink eyes.
What?
That's cute.
And named it Rosie.
Aww.
And I love that
O'Donnell?
gerbil. No,
I think you told me the story before.
maybe, but I love.
Yeah, but I haven't heard it.
I love that.
Stop
gerbil.
telling me. You've told me.
Stop. I love
No.
that. I love that gerbil so much. And then I had a cat named Mocha who was also super weird, which I'll talk about in a minute. But one day I was always really bad at closing the gerbil's cage. Like, it was up on a shelf away from the cats.
No, Juliana.
But I left it open, and I left a chair
No.
position, and the cat knocked the cage over and presumably killed the gerbil, right?
No.
But I, as a fragile 3-year-old, could not handle that reality. So my mom was, like, trying to comfort me, and she was like, it's okay, Juliana. Rosie's just gonna live in our house, like, in the walls and stuff. Except that freaked me out so fucking much.
God.
Every single noise, I imagined a huge gerbil, like, moving through our walls, and, like, it just freaked me out. Like, I just, like always thought, like, Rosie's watching. Like, I was, like, so afraid. And I know my mom was, like, trying to comfort me from, like the death of my pet.
Right, but
I was just afraid. Like, I would have rather been, like, shattered by the death of Rosie than have to deal with the fear of having her live in my house.
Look, a flower.
Hey, we got a trophy.
That's a
Awesome.
flower. That's
Yeah.
a flower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a long, like, a story along with, like, rodents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got a hamster for my birthday, when I was in 8th grade, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And, then I'd go to Louisiana my birthday's in March, so, like, I had it for, like, a few months, but every summer I'd go to Louisiana to visit my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then, my sister doesn't really go down there much because she doesn't like it there. So I was like, okay, Jamie, make sure you just, like, take care of my hamster, make sure he's okay. And she's like, all right, I will. And then I came back home after, like, a few months of being down there, and he was just dead in his cage because my sister forgot about him. And so then, so, like, a few weeks ago, I was really bummed out about it, too, because his name was, like, Oreo. No. His name wasn't Oreo, but he looked kind of like an Oreo anyways. But,
I think Oreo's the most basic name for a black and white
We talked
animal.
about that last week.
No, like, Poe. I can't imagine him being called Oreo.
No. His name was Tate, I think. And Will's hamster name was Oreo, because his looked like an Oreo.
Wow.
God, Will's a basic bitch.
But anyway, so, like, I was really bummed because I didn't have a hamster anymore. And then, like, a week later, my sister bought me a new one, and he had the hugest testicles I have ever seen on any animal I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, he couldn't walk normally because of it. He had to, like, waddle back and forth, and so, like, every time he'd just run on the wheel, he'd have to stop because he just couldn't handle, like, the speed of the wheel because he didn't have enough room.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was a
I
wild ride having him.
when things go wrong in my life, I typically don't tell anyone about it. Like, I typically just try to, like, internalize it or deal with it on my own.
Uh-huh.
So my cat Mocha, it was the weirdest cat. Like, it used to attach to the back of my bathrobe when I was, like, 6 and then walk around with me.
Aww.
And then I could, like, Mocha used to let me sit on him and stuff. He was a super weird cat. But he was so cute. I love Mocha. But he one time he went outside and he got one of those, you know, those, like, sticky things that fall in the summer, like the little sticky.
Oh, they're called I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they're,
Yeah.
like, sticky and all over the ground.
Yeah.
And they get stuck to your socks and stuff.
Yeah.
So Mocha got one of those, like, right here on his head, at the top of his head between his ears.
Mm-hmm.
And it really bothered me. Like, as a 4-year-old, I was like, it needs to go. Like, I would constantly look at Mocha and just be like, it needs to get away. So I, like, one day I grabbed Mocha and I grabbed it and ripped it off.
Oh my God.
And it ripped his fur off. But I thought, as a 4-year-old, I thought that I had ripped the fur, the skin, and his skull
Oh,
off,
no.
and I was seeing its brain. I thought I had exposed Mocha's brain
Oh,
to
God.
the world, and like
Oh.
I like I didn't realize it till a couple of years ago that like clearly that's not what happened, because
Right.
he would have been dead. But
Whoa.
like I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, God, I feel bad about exposing Mocha's brain, and then I was like, oh fuck.
Maybe
I was
I
like,
didn't.
that's not even real. And then I like talked to my mom about it, and she's like, I'm glad that you didn't tell me these things as a young child.
Oh, do you know Hannah Bloomquist?
Vaguely.
She told me a story about a cat she had when she was little, and she was just trying to get like the mats off of her.
Mm-hmm.
So she got like scissors and was like cutting the mats off, and the cat like didn't make a noise. But then like at one point, like a flap of skin just like peeled over off the cat, and the cat was just not doing any, like it just like doing a cat thing and like not caring about anything.
I'm gonna throw up.
But like Hannah like started crying and like trying to put it back on and just holding it there, and then until her mom got home, and the cat was just like, whatever, like I'm cool, I'm a cat, I don't care if people slice me open.
I saw her the other day. She works at Fire Tab.
Oh really?
Yeah, and we went, and she's a hostess, and I like walked in after my dad's swim meet, and she was so excited. She like ran over to me and hugged me, and I was like, oh my goodness, I did not know that she worked there.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen her in forever.
The last time I saw her was at Michaela's Christmas party, and that was it.
Cool.
We just
Last time I saw her was
had dinner.
I saw her when we had creative writing together 2 years ago.
freaking back on the never mind, that story's not funny.
Thanks.
I mean, Hayden just like walked outside with his socks on and ruined his socks because of those sticky things. And I was like, Hayden, you had every opportunity to put your shoes on to like help us get groceries. Like you didn't have to walk out in your socks. He's like, no. Like, all right, you
I
little
hate
rascal.
those sticky things.
I had 2 of my friends got their wisdom teeth out on the same day. Hayden and Tori. They both got them out on
Really?
the same day. Yeah, except Hayden is doing so much better than Tori because hers were like growing in sideways in her jaw,
Oh.
and so like she can't even. They like hit. They
Is
were
that
like
called impacted?
yeah, and like it was like hitting one of her nerves in her jaw. So they said like you may not be able to feel your jaw for a few days or a week or month or years or ever. So. Oops.
My mom got surgery on her mouth one time, and they had to break her nose. And, and like I don't know, she can't feel her 2 front teeth. She got this surgery done when we were in Minnesota, so that was when I was like 6 or 7,
Mhm.
and she still cannot feel her 2 front teeth.
Wow.
And like she doesn't. She can't bite a lot of things like apples or like corn on the cob and stuff like that.
I know I have to be really careful because my 2 front teeth are just caps now, and
Mhm.
before they were just fillings on the teeth, which is even worse. But I was so happy whenever I got new teeth because it was awful. Like just having like, well, mostly just because like you could really tell that they were like different teeth and like they were very like fragile because I'd have to go get them like new fillings over them like over and over again because they were just, I don't know, they're not teeth, they're not meant to be the front teeth and bite stuff and whatnot, but I don't know.
I almost fought my dental hygienist this week
Why?
because I don't floss just because I think it's stupid and my gums hurt afterwards.
I don't believe in it.
But
It's not real.
I just don't like it, and I don't know, I don't see the benefit in it.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. And I've never had like as far as teeth go, mine are pretty resilient.
Right.
So I've never I think I've had like 3 cavities in my entire life,
Oh wow.
and I have not always had the best dental hygiene. So I still brush my teeth and stuff, but I never floss. And so the dental hygienist, she was pissed at me.
Oh wow.
Because she was like, do you floss? And I was like, no. Like I didn't even lie. Like I wasn't like sometimes or like when I remember. I was like no. And so she was all pissed off at me and then like ripped at my gums and stuff and like flossed the shit out of my gums. And so
Wow.
my whole mouth, like all my gums.
I'm
were
making
swollen.
up for 5 years of not flossing right now.
My whole all of my gums were swollen, and I was like Snapchatting, and I was like, my gums hurt so bad right now. And then I have a cavity over here, and my dentist was like, well, we can fill the top, or we can fill the top and the sides. And he was like, if we fill just the top, then you need to floss and brush well enough that the sides aren't gonna get cavities. And I was like, that's fine, I can do that. Like I'm 18 years old. I'm perfectly capable of flossing and brushing my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't feel like it most of the time. But if I'm going to get a cavity from it, I'm going to do that. But the dental hygienist was behind me, shaking her head no.
Wow.
And then the dentist was like, well, she's shaking her head no. And I was like, bitch, the fuck? You gotta get beat down. The fuck? You don't know me. You don't own my teeth.
No, yeah, I had a really long spurt of being super terrible to my teeth, and so last year I just got all of my teeth fixed and normal, and the hygienist for me was super nice. She was just yeah, did you have a long spurt? She just knew right away that I was fine now, but before I was really terrible about brushing my teeth and whatnot. But she was like, yeah, it's a good thing you're born now, because if you were back in my day, you'd be tin mouth, ha ha ha. And I was like, cool, all right.
Whenever I go to the dentist, my dentist is always she always comments on my overactive salivary glands, and she always, I love my hygienist, but she's always like, oh, it looks like it's lunchtime.
Oh
and
my god,
it's always lunchtime. But she was like, I think you could probably not brush your teeth for a year and you still wouldn't get any cavities because you have such active salivary glands.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about this next time. Okay. We'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye guys.